It's like my yada yada yada. Where's yada 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 from? Oh, please tell me somebody knows. Invite me. I will cheer you on. Like, damn, I actually don't really like this girl. You know, you can just tell when you say something and people just aren't fucking with it. So you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Most things aren't death. And I'm gonna let you know right now. Right now. I'm not strong enough for that. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. You don't know what you don't know. So you don't know that you don't know it. But you don't know. I didn't know. But now I know. Hey y'all, welcome back to Through with a Splash of Tea, a podcast where we either speak to brilliant people, do this thing one-on-one, or have best friend chats with my best friend T. I'm your host Cass, and let's get right into it. So today, we're going to continue my 30 things I learned by 30 list. I already did the first 6 in the last episode, so if you haven't listened to that yet, then you should go listen to that. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to do a couple more, probably like 5 or 6 more, and then I'll continue in the future with part 3. And then it'll probably take like 2 more parts, maybe like 2 more. Okay. God whispers before he screams. Heed the whispers. Basically, red flags exist, so pay attention to them. In relationships, in your workplace, with your kids, like, red flags are a thing in all aspect of life, so pay attention to them. That's all. Because a lot of the times we'll let red flags go, let red flags go. It's not enough to say that there are red flags. No, you have to pay attention to them because they're important. So yeah, just pay attention to red flags on all spectrums, on all aspects, because they don't only show up in relationships. I want that to be pointed out as well. Okay, number 2. Most people project due to insecurity. Ooh. When I I'd heard that a lot throughout like my 20s, but it never really stuck. But when I was like actually able to understand that that is actually the case, like most people are simply projecting. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you might get in trouble. It's not that it's too dangerous. Literally, that person was simply projecting. Life gets so much easier when you realize that people, they're not telling you that you can't do it. They're telling you that they believe that they could never do it. That has nothing to do with you. So when you tell somebody like, yo, I have this idea that I'm la da da, me and this da da da, I was telling myself, like, Cass, you have to stop saying that. It's like my yada yada yada. Where's yada 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 from? Oh, please tell me somebody knows. If you are being told that you cannot do something, or that something is too difficult for you or too dangerous for you, if it's really like, if you done your research and it's not too dangerous and somebody tells you that, they are simply projecting. They're just projecting. They believe that they can't do it, so they don't think that you'd be able to do it. Don't listen to them. Don't You're not them. You are not them, so don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Most people project because they are insecure. So they will project their insecurity onto you. Like, oh, I'm going to try and run this marathon. Billy's like, no, you can't run a marathon. How are you ever going to run a marathon? It takes you forever to run a mile. You'll never complete a marathon. Yeah, that's because Billy believes that he could never run a marathon. That's cool, Billy. Maybe that's your case, but I'm gonna run this marathon. So don't let people change your mind. It's because of their insecurity. You never know. Billy might be traumatized by marathons because of something that happened to him in the past. Am I Billy? I won't confirm or deny. I won't confirm or deny being Billy when it comes to being traumatized. Don't get me wrong. I've never told nobody they can't run a marathon. You can, if you think you can run a marathon, you definitely can. I don't give. Yeah, you can. Invite me. I will cheer you on. But running miles has traumatized me, and I got traumatized in elementary school. And one day I will share the story with you guys. But for today, we're gonna move on. We have to. I'm getting hot. Just kidding. Moving forward. If you do it genuinely, you have nothing to worry about. Ooh. and tell me this ain't true. Because I know y'all know that when, tell me like, I can't even talk. For instance, like when you lie about something, and even if it's just a white lie, even if it's, okay. Your best friend's boyfriend texts you. Hey, yo, Sarah, I'm about to propose to Brittany. I need your help planning the proposal. You go crazy. Oh my God. I'm so excited. You've been waiting for this. Ready to go. Ready to go. So it's the day of the proposal. It is the day. And Brittany hits you up and is like, oh, Sarah, I'm about to come by your house and pick up these jeans that I wanted to grab real quick. I'm about to come pick them up. And you're frantic because, yes, you told her that you were at the house, but you lied and said that, so you're not at the house. But you're about to be at the house, and you'll still beat her to the house, but you're sweating because today's the big day. You have to beat her to the house in order to remember the lie that you're telling her that you're going to next, and you're sweating and you're running and you're... all because you had to lie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't have lied, but I'm saying the turmoil, the stress, the running around, the palms being sweaty, that comes from you having to lie. But if it's a regular Sunday and she hits you up and she's like, hey, I want to run to the mall. Are you home? You're like, no, not home, but I'll be there in 5. Oh, all right. I'll be there in 10. I live further from you. All right, great. Hang up. Fine. All set. Like, you know, it's an easy experience because it's just a genuine, free-flowing, regular conversation. But once a lie or once something non-genuine is added into the mix, it becomes this big rigmarole, this running around, this heart racing, this, even if it has nothing to do with a place you're supposed to be at, even if it's just a conversation that, yo, you just lied real quick, damn, I gotta make sure I remember that lie for if she asks me about it later, I don't forget it. If you do it genuinely and honestly, you'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. There's no palms being sweaty. There's no running around. There's no trying to mask this or that. There's just genuine, honest conversation. And that's how it should be. That's like the easiest way. So if you do it genuinely, you have nothing to worry about. And that's even with like favors and like, and just like walking through life. Like if you do something with a genuine heart, or I'm doing this out of like, because I genuinely want to, or because I genuinely believe in you. I'm making this because I genuinely love you. It gets you further than trying to, oh, I'll be diabolical and I'll make her favorite treats and then she'll fall in love with me and then I'll research about everything she loves and then I'll know exactly who to be for her. And and then 2 years down the line, you're like, damn, I actually don't really like this girl. Like, she's actually not really my person. Yeah, because you didn't want to be genuine in your way to attract her and your way to get her. You have to be genuine. Like, it's just so much easier. You don't have to be, but it's way easier. Ooh. This next one, I say a lot. I don't say it to people a lot because people don't like it. I can just tell. You know when you can just tell when you say something and people just aren't fucking with it? So you're like, oh, okay, whatever. All right, this is one of them. Most things aren't as serious as they seem. People are dying. Zoom out. It's so fucking true. It's bad, but it sounds bad, but it's true. Most things aren't as serious as they seem. People are dying. Zoom out. That doesn't mean, a lot of people receive that as, my problems aren't big enough. No, bro, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you zoom out of your current problem, it will show you, that zoom out will show you how small that problem can be, and that can allow you to be able to tackle the solution. That's what it means. Zoom out, bro. Zoom out. Realize that this problem did not consume you. It did not engulf you. Zoom out. See it as the speck that it is, and then you'll be able to attack it. You'll be able to devour it. You'll be able to, it'll be easy for you. You got this. Regardless, you got it. Regardless, you got it. If it's a divorce, if it's a passing of somebody, if it's a heartbreak, if it's being fired, if it's trying to do this same program or test for the 7th time. And that is the issue. No matter what it is, zoom out and you will be able to attack it. But as long as you allow this problem to steer you and be in control, you ain't got it. You won't have it. You won't have it. Zoom out. Most things aren't as serious as they seem. Zoom out. Some things are massive, but you still need to zoom out to be able to digest it. You have to digest it and then attack it and break it down. You can find a solution to anything, but you need to be able to like break it down. And the easiest way to break down something that you feel like has swallowed you is to become larger than it. Is to zoom out. Oh, I see you. You're actually kind of small. And then you can attack it. Some things aren't that deep. Most things aren't that deep. Most things aren't death. Most things aren't death. And as long as it's not death, I think you got it. And that's your death. As long as it's not your death, you got it. So even if you're dealing with somebody else's death and it feels like I cannot get through, like I'm not your husband, your child. Whew. I pray about that. If I end up changing my mind and decide to procreate, I pray to God all the time that he doesn't make me ever have to experience that. Like I'd let him know I'm not strong enough. Even though you might see that I'm strong enough to deal with something, I'm not. I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm not strong enough for that. But if that were in my path, I would be. If that were in my path, I would be strong enough to deal with it. The only thing that stops you is your death. That's the only thing you can't zoom out of that. You can't get bigger than that. But anything else, zoom out and it'll be easier to attack. And I'm not saying that you can attack it in a day or in hours, but just you heading towards the solution, that's enough. That's enough. So most things aren't as serious as they seem. People are dying. Zoom out. Okay, the next one. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. You can legitimately do anything you want in this world if you decide to focus on it. Oh my goodness. That if y'all don't get that is one of my favorite like ideals and like life lessons, then y'all don't even know me. Like, hello. Like I feel like all of my one-on-ones have had like this underlining aura that like literally you can do anything. That is what I believe, or what I believe to be my purpose now, is to like let people understand. Like I didn't realize how many people like doubted themselves or like didn't understand like how much power that they have. So many people don't understand the power that they have, and it's insane to me. So like I need people to understand that. That's why I started this podcast, for people to learn and understand that knowledge is what elevates you, but you already have so much power inside of you, and you literally just need to focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about, and you will succeed. The end. Focus on it, be consistent with it, and you will succeed. But the focus typically nudges the consistency. So like if I'm focused, for example, like I'm focused on this podcast, like right now, this podcast is what I'm most focused on. So I consistently will post. I will consistently market. I'll consistently record for future episodes. I'll consistently do these things because I'm focused on this. This is my focus. This is it. So anything you decide to focus on, and like, it could be anything. And like, when I say anything, if you're a gamer, focus on that. That can be your path. That can be your career if you want it to. If you're a shopper, Focus on that. That can be your path. That can be your career, personal shopper. If you like to do your own makeup, but I don't like to do anybody else's, doesn't matter. Focus on that. That could be your path. That could be your career. Just focus on that and you'll figure it out later. Focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about, and that can be your career. But I heard somebody saying, and it stuck with me on the podcast. It was an older gentleman. He said, not everyone's passion should be their career. And I don't know. That's something that I'm working on, because is that true? Like, I don't know, but there's a reason that it stuck with me. And maybe it stuck with me because it's such a juxtaposition of what I believe, because I think everyone's passion should be their career. I think everybody should get paid for what they love. They should get paid to do what they love. Like, that is what I believe. If you love gaming, you should get paid for that. If you love shopping, you should get paid for that. If you love, building mud pies outside, you should get paid for that. And I think that in 2024, and maybe I'm not crazy, actually, this isn't crazy, no, I think that in 2024 and moving forward, there will be an industry for everything. And so why not get paid for doing what you love? And why allow somebody else to just do that? You can do that too. You don't have to be in that office, even though you've been in that office for 26 years. You don't have to continue being in that office if you love knitting. If the only thing you want to do is knit, if while you're in that office, all you think about is knitting, then you should be knitting all the time. You should just be knitting, and you should get paid to knit. That's what I believe. But him saying that, like, your passion shouldn't always be your job, like, that stuck with me. And I don't know if it stuck with me for a reason or not, but I'm working through that. Anyways, we're going to move forward. So the next one is, trying to understand the cause will get you much further than judging the reaction. Yes. Trying to understand the cause will get you much further than judging the reaction. I'm not saying the reaction is bad. I'm not saying that you should not react, but I'm saying there should be more than simply a reaction. You can react to married Joe and married Anna now being together, fine. But there is so much value in, yo, Joe, what happened? One day, man, I just woke up and I was unhappy, and I didn't know that could happen. And I didn't know that I would even have a wandering eye. I love my wife, but it just snowballed into something else, into something else, into something else. And hearing that, you might have been like, whoa, I didn't know that one day you can wake up and fall out of love with your wife. I need to make sure that that never happens to me. But the only reason you got that nugget of knowledge is because you had the conversation with Joe, like, yo, Joe, what happened? Maybe you did judge him. Maybe in the break room you were talking a little shit, but you still came to him, and in a space of trying to understand, like, yo, like, what was going on there? He taught you something. Me and one of my closest friends, Melanie, we were like thick in, like, we're not having no kids. Like, we are not interested in having kids at all. And then this girl tells me she's pregnant. I'm like, yo, so happy for her. But then I'm like, we go out to dinner one day. I'm like, yo, Mel, like, what happened? Like, what's going on? I was ecstatic for her regardless, but I was also like, sis, what we doing? Because we was just like on the same boat. Like, we don't want kids, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're just going to be like us and our husbands. Like, we don't want kids. She was like, Cass, I literally woke up one day and was like, I want a child. And I looked at this girl and she was like, yep. And I was like, okay. But she taught me that day that can happen. My sister, she didn't want kids. She was like, Cassie, I woke up one day and I realized that I love my husband so much. I would love to see him pour that love into our child. Bro, when my sister said that to me, that is the day that it solidified to me that, bro, like, no decision you make is set in stone. Melanie already told me that she woke up and one day had the kid bug. My sister told me that she loved the man so much. She just wanted him to see her love their child, him love their child. Bro. And I learned these nuggets from not simply judging, oh, y'all said that y'all didn't want to have kids. Y'all just leaving me behind, da da da. But asking them, yo, like, what happened? And and I was like, oh my God. That's why I'll now try and say, if I continue down this path of not wanting kids, or if I I don't know, if I change my mind about not wanting kids. Now I like to say that, because before I used to be like, no, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. But now I say, like, I don't want kids right now. Like, right now, I don't want kids. Because these girls have taught me, I've learned so much from just those two women by asking them and by understanding the cause versus simply judging the change. And that's it. That's it. And you can learn so much. And you can even be like, oh, Cass, I didn't know that how could you not know that? But there are things in your life that you currently do not know, but you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know that you don't know it. But you don't know. I didn't know. But now I know. Now I know. Now I know. So again, trying to understand the cause will get you much further than judging the reaction. Okay, I'm going to do one last one, and that's going to be the last one for today. So, your presence is part of your power, and some people simply don't deserve it. Oh, beautiful. Chef's kiss. I think for me, oftentimes, I didn't believe simply removing myself from situations was enough punishment for people. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It is. I'm letting you guys know that now. Removing yourself from situations is a lot of punishment for people. Like, imagine like a friend of yours. Well, everybody's like, I'm independent now. I don't need nobody. But imagine a friend of yours, like a significant friend of yours, simply removing themselves from your space and you never hearing from them again. That would most certainly affect you. Most certainly, you're going to feel that, especially if it's a good friend. That's why I try and be such a good friend. I try my best to be a good friend the best way that I know how, because when somebody loses me, you're going to feel that. I'm going to make sure you feel that. You're going to feel my presence. So if you invite me out, I'm going to do my best to try and show up. If you text me an idea, I'm going to do my best to try and help you get to the bottom. I'm going to do my best to be the best friend that I can be. Because one, that's an easier way to live. And two, if you do me greasy, when I dip out, I know that it's your loss and not mine. That solidifies it to me that it's your loss and not mine. So your presence is part of your power. And some people simply don't deserve it. Some people will show you time and time again that they don't deserve to be in your presence. And you'll be like, oh no, give them another chance. No, you're powerful. You're powerful. Don't surround yourself with sharks. Don't surround yourself with snakes. If somebody shows you who they are, you need to believe them. Believe them and act accordingly. And in order to act accordingly, you need to know your worth. You're so powerful. Your ideas, your presence, the people you bring along with you. Does that person deserve your other friends? Does that person deserve the people does that person deserve your family? That person deserves to hang around your sister, your mother, your brothers? No, they don't. They don't deserve that. And they also don't deserve your power. Like, it's not that they simply don't deserve the people that come with you. They don't deserve you. That's part of your power. That's it. There's billions of people on this planet. That person can go be friends with somebody else. You don't need to be friends with them. They don't need to be in your circle. They don't deserve you. And that's they don't eat. All right, I'm going to end it there. So we are, what was this? 2, 4, 6, 7. 6 plus 7, 13. So we're 13 in. If I counted correctly. We're 13 in. And yeah, so I will continue this series. That was part 2 of 30 Things I Learned by 30. I'll continue this series for you guys, and we'll get to the full 30. But I really like doing this because these are like, have been like my staples. And like I said, I think I said this in the last episode, these have been my staples probably from like 25-ish, 26-ish is when I started being like, all right, like there has to be like some like boundaries here. I was just, yeah, I was like, this is getting a little crazy. Like, what are my walls going to be? And I think that making these like boundary points, like little checkpoints, help me stay like focused and just move through life. I don't know, just keeping God number one, or move through life as best I can. I think if you do good, then good things come to you. That's what I believe, and hopefully I'm right, because, bro, I'll just be pissed if I find out later that I could have just been living life mad recklessly and like doing whatever I want, and oh my Lord, and still enter the kingdom of heaven. That'll piss me off. Because I'm like, damn, I could have been sinning all day. Like I could have, I reeled it in by 30, but I could have been crazy. Oh my God. So bad. No, sir. Oh my goodness. I'm just kidding, guys. I love being a good person, even though it's so hard. I just feel like it's so much harder being a good person than it is being a bad person. But we get more perks in the long run. All right. I've rambled enough. I filmed this all in one day, in one sitting, you guys. I've been talking for an hour, and I'm done. I'm done. All right, I'm out. Thank you for listening if you listened. Thank you for... No, I did that backwards. Thank you for watching if you watched. Thank you for listening if you listened. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, thank you so much. I am winded, y'all. You guys have a great rest of the day. And yeah, bye.